ever heard of ChatGPT? Maybe my tool, Growth Bar AI? If not, what are you, a sissy, bro? Totally kidding. ChatGPT exploded a little while back, reaching 1 million users in 5 days. So AI is quickly creeping into our everyday lives. One of the easiest applications to see in AI's future is search, a market that Google has absolutely dominated for 20 years. I know a bunch of people who use ChatGPT now as a search assistant. Rather than Google a bunch of stuff and put together an itinerary for a bachelor party, you can simply ask ChatGPT to make you a list. And for simple low-stakes queries like, how many championships does LeBron have? ChatGPT can do that just fine. And Google's shaking in its boots a little bit. They've already changed their product roadmap to include an AI tool called Bard. Pretty insane that one of the biggest companies on earth adjusted their product roadmap because of a startup or two. So you might be thinking, what? Is AI going to kill SEO? It's a fair question, but the answer is no. At least not anytime soon. There are 2 reasons why and 2 ways you can adjust your strategy in 2023 and beyond. And number 3, I'll give you the plain truth. Yes, some queries are going to die. So stay tuned and figure out which queries those are and how to avoid that. Let's get started. So will AI kill Google? 1, no. AI has a facts problem. This one actually isn't the most compelling reason SEO won't eventually die as a result of ChatGPT, but it's the reason it definitely won't die anytime soon. So think about this. Cruise, Toyota, Honda, and Tesla all guaranteed they'd have full self-driving vehicles by 2020. So why hasn't that happened yet? Well, about 90% of self-driving is relatively simple, making the car follow the line on the road, stick to a certain side, avoid crashing. The final 10% involves a much more difficult problem. Because you've got these much more difficult situations, such as roundabouts or complex junctions or a cow in the road or a drunk NFL player behind the wheel. It's a well understood principle that the last 10% of any technology is really hard to get right. Now, last 10% in the case of AI is getting facts right. Getting results that are 100% accurate with ChatGPT or any of the other tools is actually really tough. When Microsoft publicly demoed their AI chatbot to the world, their AI displayed incorrect financial data from Gap's earnings report. And when Google publicly demoed their AI chatbot, they asked it, what new discoveries from the James Webb Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about? And it actually gave a factually incorrect answer. They lost $100 billion in market cap that day since investors got pretty spooked. While I do think that we're going to see a world in 20 years from now where you can ask Google or ChatGPT anything and it'll give you a 100% factual answer every time, the time is not now. Okay. This next reason is the number 1 reason SEO isn't going anywhere. Google can't bite the hand that feeds. So Google's an absolute powerhouse of business. Some might say it's the M word. But they do rely on creators. Just as TikTok and YouTube would be nothing without influencers, Google needs content creators. Imagine tomorrow if Google never showed another news article again and instead answered every query directly in an AI chatbot. The New York Times, BBC, and every other reputable news source would basically be out of business overnight. If that happened, there'd be nothing for the AI chatbot to surface. See, Google needs creators. Even if they do one day answer most of your questions in some sort of AI chatbot, they'll still cite sources and send traffic your way. So the secret to getting people to your site is a little bit different than what we're used to today. So there's some nuance to it. Let's talk about it in this next adapt or die tip. Okay, so what should we do to avoid getting crushed by the growing tide of AI? Make sure that our sites continue to rank. All right, here's how we adjust. Bad news is some queries are probably going to die. So let's talk about the changes to search. Simple fact-based answers will probably be directly answered by Google's AI. And there's no reason that anyone will ever continue onto your website. So if you type into Google, what is the 5-year treasury rate? Google will surface the answer directly on the search engine results page. But AI cannot write with the same nuance and authority as a human. So for some queries, there's just no way AI will have the end-all answer. So queries with important facts that require explanation. For instance, the query, what level of savings is recommended for a 50-year-old? That question is, number 1, extremely important. So the snippet of AI-generated text probably just won't cut it for many users. 2, there's a lot to unpack there. The user probably wants to know the particulars about their situation and tips on saving money. Maybe the user even wants to learn about 401ks or other strategies. Point is this, it's not a simple answer. So AI will not replace SEO for this search. Next, and I'll talk about this one more in a second, but any query in which expertise really matters probably won't be displaced by AI. So if you're in a space that requires extreme expertise or personal experience, you're probably safe. For example, if you have a blog where you're detailing personal experience with a disease, if you're writing about marketing expertise you've learned from firsthand experience working at startups. Or another example of a search that's not going to be displaced are emerging topics. So AI-generated content, ChatGPT, and potentially the future of Google, can't possibly know about something that doesn't have much available information on the web. These AI models work by scraping a corpus of information and producing responses based on that information. So emerging topics can be really valuable still. If you lay claim to a topic before anyone else, you're going to get clicks to your site that AI won't be able to take away from you anytime soon. Also, image and video searches are relatively safe. Finally, in both Bing and Google's AI demos, their solutions cite sources. So the curious searcher will click on the source if they want more information on a particular topic. So in this way, all searches are safe. But as I just said, some are safer than others. So I imagine the queries that'll see the biggest declines in organic traffic will be ones that are pretty simple and low stakes. They don't require much authority. For instance, a query like, which deodorant holds up best while shooting YouTube videos for 6 hours?
Dang, bro, you reek.
Alejandro. All right, tip 4. Adapt with expertise, authority, and trust. The last thing I'll say about surviving as a blogger in a post-AI world is that expertise, authority, and trust are going to matter a lot more than ever. Searchers are still going to trust humans more than AI for a while to come. And with the proliferation of AI content, Google's going to reward the real authorities more than ever. So to breed expertise, authority, and trust, do the following. First, make sure you have an author bio on your posts. Next, link to authoritative sources in your content. List your credentials up front. Don't be afraid to brag a little. And finally, keep it human. Use personal stories and speak from your unique experience where possible. We'll show authority and it'll keep readers entertained. Machines aren't very entertaining and humans are. So stand out and show your authority. So let's wrap this up. So AI is going to change things, but it's not going to kill SEO and blogging. Trust your boy. And if you like this video, check out my other video about the best ways to use AI to grow your blog. If you catch my drift, like and subscribe for more great content. Also try Growth Bar with the discount YouTube for 60% off your first month. Stay positive and keep growing.